Okay, everybody listen up.
The Rendezvous Show.
Rendezvous Show. Rendezvous Show.
Rendezvous Show.
Rendezvous Show. With Cris and Alysia. Here are your hosts, Cris and Alysia. Cris and Alysia.
Welcome back to the Rendezvous Radio Show with Cris and Alysia.
What's up? Another packed studio here. We got even more, we have more guests in studio and stuff like that.
Today is, I can't stop doing jazz hands today with our special co-host that we have in studio.
Jazz hands.
None other than the one and only Buddy Casimano. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing good. Now, on the line, we have a special guest calling, probably from L.A. or the Hollywood area, right?
Of course, she's in Hollywood. She does Hollywood things. She's a Hollywood girl now.
Tell us all about it, co-host.
But she's a local. She was born in Brooklyn, and she's a Long Island girl. You all know her as the pop princess, the original pop princess, Debbie Gibson. I've been working with her for 27 years, if you can believe that, on and off. Yeah,
that's a long time.
Yeah, we met in high school. The story goes as I beat her in the high school talent show, and that's how I got my gig. But she, of course, then had a bunch of #1 singles that I did not have.
Right.
But she's been kind enough to keep me behind her for all these years. So she figured she'd call in and say hi.
Yeah, she's been kind enough to call us in right now on TRS 24/7. How are you? How are you, Debbie?
I'm good. Yes, I have Buddy next to me, in front of me, behind me, flipping over me. Because you know what, there's nothing better than performing all these years and getting to look around on stage and see your friends. It's the most awesome thing. Like, if I'm not having fun, why do it? And Buddy helps to make it extra fun.
We always help. It's just true. Even in the most serious of times, it could be a glance. She'll look at me with one little eye movement, and I'm like right there with her.
I feel like I did a nice write up on you for Christine Durrani for
Christine Clark.
Yeah, Christine Clark spot on Long Island. I think it was about a year and a half ago. And but I feel like I know you because I lived through Buddy's Facebook page. As a matter of fact, yesterday or today, he had a picture of you in lycra, tights, or
at the Knicks game. Did you see her?
Woo, girl, you are hot.
Game. Oh my God, I felt like Beyonce. It was. I actually heard that Gaga wore something similar on Saturday Night Live the other night. I didn't see it for myself, but I heard. So apparently I'm on trend, but it's a total accident because I was performing Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friends with the Knick City Dancers because the Knicks wanted to kind of infuse a little Broadway and glamour into the games, and I was their first person to date. I always call myself the pioneer or the guinea pig, depending on how you want to look at it. So I was the first to debut this concept, and when I saw that it was Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, I said, let's do a takeoff on like the Renee Zellweger, Roxy little sparkly number, and they replicated it practically exactly.
Almost exactly. You look freaking hot.
You did.
So it was a little, like, I have to admit, it was an unusual moment, the moment before I went out there, because I'm like, okay, literally, there's, like, people drinking beer, and there's a basketball team on the court, they're warming that way, and I'm in sequence. So this is odd and surreal, but I'm just going to go give it everything I have, and I didn't expect all of that press to come of it. Like, honestly, you could have knocked me over with a feather when all those write-ups came out, but I'll take it.
Absolutely, I'll take it. It's everywhere right now. HuffPost is all over it. People are screaming. I woke up this morning and I had to repost because Facebook, it was blowing up.
That's pretty sick, huh?
Yeah.
You look amazing.
Thank you. I hate magazines that tell women how to dress in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And basically what they tell women is, do not own your sexuality. Start to become more bland and boring and homogenized as you get older. Give up being a woman. Give up being sensual and hot and let yourself go. And I think that's such a bad message to send. And I don't even like that they mention my age in it, not because I don't care, but because the age thing truly is, it's about being ageless. It's really not even like, the number doesn't matter. There are no numbers. There's just who you are and how you feel.
Exactly.
So to me, if that message came across in that little minute-and-a-half performance, then I've done my job.
Honey, you got the whole world talking about how you're ageless and how ageless is the thing to be right now. I'm telling you, people are abuzz.
Well, and I have to credit my boyfriend, Dr. Rutledge. It's funny because there's always a big thing about anti-aging medicine, and he prefers to call it ageless medicine. He has a program called Better Than Lipo that I've done, and it's basically, it's an eating program. It's about getting to know yourself, your body, your food intolerances, because no two people are alike, and there's not like a one-size-fits-all program. And so, I do credit him a lot with kind of really just finding my way with all that, because I think every person, but especially women, get to a point where they're like, why did I just accidentally gain 10 pounds? What happened? And you think you're being healthy, and you're really putting in this effort, and it can be discouraging. And for me, it was like, I'd be performing 8 shows a week on Broadway, and then I'd be off for 3 months, and 10, 15 pounds would jump on me like, and I was like, whoa, I need to figure this out, because this is my health and well-being for the rest of my life. And so I feel like I have a pretty good grip on it now.
Briefly, what does that what does that entail? Like, is it juicing? Is it just eating raw vegetables? Like,
but it's different components for different. Again, it's specialized for different people. If you go to betterthanlipo.net, you can read people's blogs about what they've done. But yeah, there are supplements. There's an eating program. But it's like a food list. You put it together yourself. So it doesn't tell you, like, eat this at this time, eat this at that time. It's more like choose one of these proteins, and it's a certain weight of the protein, and you pair it with a certain kind of vegetable, certain fruits.
I did it.
It's basically about, like, eating low glycemic and, not a bunch of starch and sugar. And it's really amazing. It's like people who have diabetes in their family or high cholesterol, or, it gets people off their meds and feeling great.
Oh, excellent. Well, you are listening to the Rendezvous Radio Show with Cris and Alysia.
Or TRS 24/7, like we like to go. That's our new moniker.
Mm-hmm. And in studio guests, we have Buddy Casimano, and on the line we have the one and only
legendary
Debbie Gibson.
I like Debbie Legend. I'm going to stick with Debbie Legend.
You know what? We were calling her Debbie Diamonds.
That's going to be my next alias at my next hotel.
I think Debbie Legend is
Debbie
better.
Legend sounds amazing.
Now,
when I did the freestyle show for KTU, because I had just done the Diamond Star Girl's Best Friend rehearsal, I called myself Debbie Diamonds.
Debbie Diamonds, we were calling her, but I think Debbie Legend just took it over.
I like that.
Now, you were on The Apprentice about, a year and a half ago? 2 years? And I think, Buddy, you made a cameo appearance on The Apprentice as well. Do we have any TV lined up for you, Miss Gibson, in the future?
Buddy was all over The Apprentice, coming to my rescue every chance he could. Like, I had the best friends in New York. And that insanity, like, you feel like you're living in this really odd fishbowl bubble. But to see people from your real life in that context was like, oh my God, thank God I'm not going.
You could tell she knew. She would see us and be like, oh my God, they're here. The real people are here.
Thank God, a dose of reality.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, breaking news here, reality shows are not real.
Reality shows are not real.
Out of all the shows, The Apprentice is pretty real. I mean, look, they have to edit things a certain way because they can't include but anytime I was running up and down the street carrying heavy objects, sweating, they didn't show it, because later on they wanted someone to be able to say that I was precious pretty. So if they showed my actual manual labor, that wouldn't have been just the storyline. With that said, other than that, everything else was pretty much in real time and true to life. They didn't really tamper with much.
Yeah.
So I was actually happy to be a part of it. And I won $50,000 for Children International.
That's awesome.
I work with them mainly in Manila, and I sponsor a family in the Philippines. So everyone, please go to the Children International site and see how you can help out with the relief from the recent typhoon, because people are really suffering right now. And I'm going to be doing a sale online with some holiday cards, and a portion of those proceeds will go directly to the people in Manila, because they are beautiful people.
They are. I went to Manila with Deb, and she's been supporting them for forever. It's real with her.
I started sponsoring kids when I was a teenager, and it's amazing. Like, you literally can take a kid from rags to riches over there by giving up your Starbucks every day. Not to sound like the infomercial, but it's the truth.
It is so true. Yeah.
Definitely, please. Children International is on Twitter. We tweet them up all the time, and follow me and see, soon we'll be doing the charity promotion for them. And you guys, I got to run. Speaking of health and well-being, to a health and well-being appointment.
Yeah.
Got to keep it going. But, Buddy, have a great time on the show. Great to talk to you guys.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you called me in, and I love you. I love you. I love you.
Okay.
Thanks for
I
calling,
love you all.
Debbie.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
That was awesome, huh?
Bye.
All right.
That was great. That was a great, quick interview with Miss Debbie Gibson,
Yeah.
calling us in New York all the way from Hollywood. Now, how did you meet Debbie Gibson?
Well, I went to high school with her, and in the 11th grade, she's a year younger than me, but in 11th grade, someone dared me to enter the talent show because I was a dancer. And so I did, and she was a singer, and she sang, I danced, and I beat her. But not knowing that I was in the industry working my own thing, doing videos and commercials. She was in the industry doing her own thing, working, trying to get a record deal. I didn't know that. But 6 months later, she got her record deal and remembered me. And an agent referred me to her because the agent knew she was looking for a dancer. And he said, well, why don't you call Debbie Gibson? You go to high school with her and she needs a dancer. And I was like, I didn't know that. And he said, call her. He gave me the number. And, oh, actually, I'm sorry. I got the number from Amy McCauley. Amy McCauley in America. I called because I knew she was the only person I knew that went to her Sweet 16. And I called Amy McCauley and I got the phone number. And Amy McCauley put me in touch with Debbie Gibson and they hired me in her kitchen.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I went to her house. I couldn't even drive yet, so my mother dropped me, my mother stayed. She took me in, and we met in the kitchen, and Deb took me down to her basement, which she had her own recording studio. She was only 16 at the time.
Wow, that's crazy.
Her parents had set up a recording studio for her. It was only an 8-track or maybe a 16-track at the time.
Right.
Small. Pictures of Wham all over the walls.
Of course.
And we bonded immediately. And I literally she had only done one club show before that. She played Limelight. And I wasn't there for the Limelight show, but that's the only show I ever didn't do with her.
Wow.
Until this day, you travel the
Yes,
world with Debbie
yes.
Gibson.
Yeah.
What is that like?
It's fantastic. I mean, I did take a little break with her when I did Broadway. I was on Broadway for many, many years, and she was as well. So it was kind of like a theatrical break from the pop world, if you will. It was very strange because I feel like I went backwards. When I got into theater after being in the Debbie Gibson thing for so long, I was still so young. I was only 23 when I got into theater. And all of the people that were in shows with me couldn't believe that I had already done all the things that I had done. So they were striving to become a backup dancer for a pop star, and I was just striving to be on Broadway. So it's kind of like the flip.
You know what? We're gonna take a brief break right now. Before we do that, what was one of the tracks that Debbie Gibson sang that you loved the most? What was that one song
that I absolutely love? Probably I like a lot of her stuff that wasn't released, but the ones that
were released,
out of the ones that were released, Only in My Dreams it was her first hit. I'm not really in the video. I'm actually on the cutting room floor of the video, but I was there for the video. But
Cool.
it was her first single. I love that song. Every time it comes on, I love it. And Shake Your Love is the one I love to perform to the most.
Shake your love.
Yep.
Well, you know what? We're
Shake your love.
gonna have Debbie Gibson take us out on this break really quick. It's called "Only in My Dreams."
Let's do it.
"Only in My Dreams." That was one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back right after this. You're on the Rendezvous Show with Cris and Alysia. All right, welcome back to the Rendezvous Show here, Alicia. We have in studio guests.
Yeah,
one of your favorite people.
I know.
You're always talking about him.
I always talk about you. Whenever
love
I
you.
get sad, I do jazz hands and I do it in the mirror. And Chris will go, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I need
Makes you
Buddy.
feel good.
I need Buddy." I follow Buddy Casimano. I follow you all over, especially on Facebook.
She stalks you on Facebook all the time. She's like, "Look what Buddy's up to now."
I have fun on Facebook, don't I? I do.
Oh, hysterical! What was your Charles Schultz? I think everybody's doing those bitch strips, and you made a comment about Charles.
Well,
Schultz.
I wanted to let because everyone was doing those, making themselves cartoons.
Yeah.
So I was just like, enough with the cartoons. You're not Charles Schultz. He's dead. Like, let him rest. It's all good.
Hysterical. And you have such a following. I mean, you just have people that adore you and love you, and I am one of them.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
I think it just has to do with my energy. My, and I'm one of those people that's not
The vibe you put out there as well. Sometimes people see that. They see you're very friendly. You're very approachable.
I'm very approachable.
Right. And when you're,
I have these big white teeth that I love to show, and so people, my other friend, a lot of my friends was like, "Why does everybody talk to you?" And I'm like, "Because I'm so approachable."
It's like Alicia. Alicia, she
people talk.
Yes, all the time.
It's like
They'll tell her anything, right?
You know how many times we go to functions and stuff like that. Alicia, she walks into the room and it's like somebody will come up to her, start talking to her. "Oh my God, I've seen you before somewhere." Oh, blah blah blah. She'll start talking. I see her from across the room, and then I approach her and I go, "What's up?" She goes, "No, I was just talking to my friend." I go, "Oh yeah, how long you know him?" "I just met her." It's just like I just. She becomes friends with everybody.
Yeah. I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I mean,
I love people.
We met. We have to give a big shout out to Christine Clark-Durrani. I love her because she called me and she said, "Do you want to do an interview on Buddy Casimano, Debbie Gibson's lead choreographer, dancer for over 25 years?" And then I Googled. I said, "Yes, I want the interview." So we met at 4 restaurant,
That was so great.
and everybody thought we were in Florida because I think they had like the palm trees in the background. Like, where did you go?
Yep.
Like as if I was on tour with you and Debbie.
Even people were saying, "Wow, that's a great pictures. Like, where were you?" I'm like, "We were right here in Long Island." Honey.
We were at 4.
I want to get back. I'm looking at the trending over here on Twitter, and Debbie's all over the place
Isn't it crazy?
from performing with the New York City
She is
Knicks
gorgeous.
dancers.
And we did last week.
all over the place.
Last week we did the freestyle free for all in Atlantic City, the Taj Mahal, which was kind of an odd bill for us to be on because she's not really a freestyle artist, but it is the way she was broke when she first came out. They broke her through the club, so it was there was a tie-in there. And the pictures of her from that night, she looked amazing. Like, I'll show you some of those. Incredibly hot, but none of them were seen. I'm like, why is no one posting them? And then 2 days later, she does this Knicks thing, and which none of us were involved with.
Right.
Look at this. Look at these.
And she's all over the place.
Look at these
love
these people that they're tweeting. Holy sex pot.
Sex pot. I'll take it.
Holy sex pot.
Debbie Diamond.
Electric youth. It's like amazing.
Well, that's just it. Electric Youth was her name of her second album, and it's a term that she really feels incredibly strongly about to this day. At 43, they got her age wrong there. She's a year older than they said she is. 43, looking that good.
She looks amazing.
But it's about that, and if you look back at that video, actually, back from 1989. The whole intro of the video is her talking to clips of different people throughout time who are ageless people.
Yes.
There's like a clip of Mary Lou Retton. There's a clip of an astronaut. There's a clip of so it's like all these people that are like, what the hell does why does age have to do anything to do with it? Age has nothing to do with it.
Absolutely nothing.
So when you look at her like this, I do the same thing. And people go, "She's how old?" And I say, "What does it matter?" Look at her. She looks amazing.
She looks great, yeah.
Exactly.
And so do I.
And so do you.
And you do. Now let's talk. I mean, you've been dancing your entire life. Have you ever gotten exhausted or have you ever injured yourself?
Yes.
And because this is your bread and butter.
Yeah, it's my bread and butter.
So what happens with somebody like you when
It's
you're touring
very
the
hard.
world and you're injured?
Okay, so I'll tell you some fun injury stories. Like
Okay.
I've heard a lot of almost everything. But I was doing a show called Starlight Express in Las Vegas. I lived in Las Vegas. I did a show called Starlight Express, which takes place on roller skates. It's like Cats on skates.
Oh, wow.
Basically, it's Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. And so everyone gets hurt during that. So I broke my finger. I separated both shoulders.
Wow.
I sprained my ankle, I think, twice. But then I had to have knee surgery during that one. I fell and had to have knee surgery. There was a bunch of us that had surgery. But needed me back in the show immediately, of course, the way showbiz is. They're like, when are you going to be healed? And I pushed myself way too hard. And I was back in the show in like 4 weeks after knee surgery.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm sure, because my knee's never been the same, but it hasn't stopped me. But, so the knee surgery is there. I've injured my back when I was on tour with Debbie Gibson, but that was just...
that was clowning around?
That was being a rock star. Yeah. That was... We were in Biloxi, Mississippi. We were on jet skis, and one of the backup singers and I were just having too much of a good time. And she was coming towards me, and I was coming towards her, and we didn't know what to do, and nobody turned, and we hit. And I went flying off the jet ski, and I actually it wound up being like a little chip in in the piece of my vertebrae, and then it's a ruptured disc. So, so now I have that issue, but I don't let anything stop me, even when it's painful. I just go through it.
Well, where's the funny story? You said you had a funny story about Starlight. I haven't heard it yet. I mean, I'm feeling horrible for your knee, your back.
Okay, so yes,
let's share things up now.
Okay, so when the funny story is that when we were Starlight Express takes place on wheels now, and on the stage everything's lit from underneath. So the stage is kind of coated in this clear, like almost like a roller skating rink. There's like an epoxy on it almost. And water and wheels and that surface do not mix at all. So the lighting rigs, there's tons of lights above us. There's guys in the lighting rigs, and they all have water because it's hot up there. So I'm coming out of a tunnel. If you know the show at all, it's a set that's built, and it's built like a racetrack. And we're playing trains, so we're all skating around this. It's huge, and you go up into these tunnels, and you turn around, and you come down, and sometimes you hit 40 miles an hour. And so we're coming down in the train, and as we came out of the tunnel, the guy above us in the lighting rig dropped his water bottle, and it hit the water, and the whole train of 9 people just went.
That was like that movie, Final Destination. Goodness. You know, when the weirdest thing happens, like out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it just the chain reaction.
And how about the audience? Like it happened so quick. All of a sudden, one of the audience members had one of the performers in their lap. Or my friend Natasha went flying into the audience. I gotta. That's how I got my teeth knocked out. You see my nice, pretty grill?
Your teeth are gorgeous. They're perfect.
Well, they're gorgeous because I paid for them. Because I got a roller skate to the mouth.
Wow.
Yeah, on that one.
You got your teeth knocked out?
Yeah, on that fall.
That's more dangerous.
So it's kind of funny story.
All right, well,
because literally everybody went down. They had to stop the show. They go, the lights come up. Performers, please stay where you are, and they get everyone to come out and get you because it's too slippery for anyone to skate.
And what do they do? They have
lights go on. They have to dry everything off. And then
see, I wanted to laugh, but when you just told me you knocked your teeth out, I go, that's not the funny story we were waiting for.
It's not that bad. Look at those teeth.
I know. Well, they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
Like I say, I bought them.
So we are live. If you missed our call, we had a nice call-in with Debbie Gibson. We are live in studio with the one and only Buddy Casimano, dancer and choreographer for a lot of different people, and especially for Debbie Gibson for over 27
over 20 years. Yeah.
How many, really quick, before we take a break, how many world tours have you gone on?
With her?
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 world tours.
That must be crazy.
Only in my dreams.
That's right. Awesome. Well, we'll be right back. But after this, you're on The Rendezvous Show with Cris and Alysia.
All right.
You're listening to The Rendezvous Show.
The Rendezvous Radio Show is an eclectic broadcast that showcases an array of people, from musicians, sports players, business owners, and charities. We raise awareness of our guests through writing, music, radio, television, advertising, and social media outlets. From personal interviews and written articles about yourself, your business, or your clients, to creating a personalized book or professional biographies, we got you covered. Have an upcoming event? Need to be promoted? Be a part of the Rendezvous Radio Show with Cris and Alysia, or come to Madhouse TV Studios and get seen. Don't you deserve it? Our goal is to be the pinnacle of all radio broadcasts. As we continue to grow, our primary focus is on our clients, our endorsers, our listeners, and our guests. Without all of this working together, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Welcome to the Rendezvous Show with Cris and Alysia. It's no secret terrestrial radio is dying. The consolidation of radio by Clear Channel and others has destroyed a once thriving industry, and while at the same time, online listening has exploded. Take advantage of this new technology, but still benefit from regular terrestrial radio. Search for internet or podcast radio shows that might be interested in your music. Send them your MP3. Make the information about you and your band interesting and easy to access. Follow up your submission with an email, Facebook message, and or a phone call. Although it's rapidly becoming a dinosaur, you can still benefit from airplay on terrestrial radio. Look for big stations that offer indie or unsigned artist radio airplay and send them your material. It's key not to forget about college radio stations. It's your best chance of getting your music playing. Send copies of your material to all local college radio stations within 100 miles of your fan base. And, as always, make sure you follow up. If you know your material is going to be played online or terrestrial radio, make sure you promote it. Tell your fan base to post it everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, even the bathroom wall. Encourage them to listen and to contact the radio station to interact with the hosts. If the radio stations get interactions, it's almost guaranteed you'll see additional exposure and airplay. This has been a Rendezvous Show Indie Tip. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page at The Rendezvous Show with Cris and Alysia for updates of our upcoming shows.
are back live in studio with our co-host. We're on the Rendezvous Radio Show. Cris and Alysia.
Yep.
In studio is the one and only, the hot, the funny, the jazz
Hilarious.
hands.
Wow, that was
Buddy
some
Casimano.
setup. Hello.
Now, Buddy, we have to talk about this briefly, okay? You just had an incident with, not a drunk driver, but a mad driver, a madman. A
road
raging
rager, yes.
You have to hear the story.
Yeah, so, well, people, here's what you need to learn. It just doesn't matter. Take it easy, take a breath. I was just making a left. I was coming home from a very long day. of teaching, and I actually had a Newsday following me that day, doing an interview with me, doing a story, and had just dropped off the reporter, thank God, and was looking for an easy night, went to the liquor store, got a nice bottle of wine, was going to go home and open it and have a nice, easy evening. And I was making a left onto a main road, and someone else was trying to turn onto the street that I was coming from. And we met kind of in the middle of, like, not knowing who was going to go first. And I just kind of put my hands up and said, go. And he just started cursing and screaming and rolled down his window. I was in his way and went ballistic. And so I just kind of shrugged it off, threw my hands at him, like, whatever. And I turned my car to go around him to let him continue to turn. Well, instead of him continuing to turn, I continued driving on, and all of a sudden, like 100 yards later, I feel slam from behind.
Are you kidding me?
He came from behind and slammed his car into mine. Slammed his car.
What did you do next?
The front of his car fell off. The lights crashed in. The front of his car fell onto the ground. And then I'm panicked. I stopped the car. He then goes from behind me, jets in front of me, turns his car sideways so I can't get away, and jumps out of his car and runs to mine, starts pounding on my windows.
Pounding on the windows.
Pounding on my windows, trying to get my door open, and I'm hitting the buttons, and I have the phone in my hand. I'm calling 911. I wish I could get the 911 tape, because I sound like a big old girl, because I was, he's trying to get in, he's trying to get in. And he wanted to kill me.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, he wanted to kill me. So I called the police came, and of course then his story was completely different, but the front of your car was smashed in, the back of mine got a little teeny tiny little nick in it. Yeah. So you hit me from behind. What's your story? Is what I kept saying. Well, what's your story?
What possesses people? I mean, seriously.
Where does that come from?
Where does it come from?
Rage.
And it was literally coming off of a side. It wasn't like we were on the parkway, like where we were cutting each other off and giving the fin. It was none of that. It was one little turn. I shrugged at the wrong person. And
that happened here in New York City.
Right in Merrick, in Long Island.
On Long Island.
Like in a side street of a little suburb. Like I couldn't. So I was like, where is that rage coming from? That you're that angry.
Wow.
That look around. It's not that bad, dude. You live in a house.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous where you live. Like you're driving a cute little Toyota Celica. Like what's so wrong?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Out of control. Out of control. Were you scared?
But it scared the crap out of me.
I would have been
scared.
And
that's why I called the police, because normally I can handle myself, but after that motorcycle
sometimes you
thing,
don't. Sometimes you got to pick your battles, man, because golf,
no, I really
you don't
did.
know.
It was a moment. You're right, because it was a conscious moment where I thought, when he was pounding on the window, I thought, oh my God, this guy is going to kill me.
Exactly. There's no way that confronting him at that point would have done anything for you.
Nope.
I mean, seriously.
So I just stayed in the car. I didn't even move the car. I stayed in the car. People were slamming on their horns and cutting around us. I just didn't. I said, I'll wait till the cops get here.
That is crazy.
I was scared the other night. Chris left me alone in the car. We were in the city, and he had to go back in and get the camera crew and.
We had a camera crew filming an event for us.
Yeah, and he left me in the car, and before you know it, 2 cops came over. They said, "Ma'am, you can't park here."
You have to hear the message. Wait, I think I have the message. Let me see if I can play it.
And then they made me move my car, but I don't know how to drive in New York City by myself.
Oh my God, Alicia! I think I still have that voicemail. Hold on.
So
when was that? Wednesday?
It was Wednesday the 13th. So I'm driving around and I'm calling Chris, because he's in Tobacco Road with the camera guy, with our staff Val that we brought with us, and I'm in a panic.
I got it. You got to hear this.
Oh, you have it?
This is great. Oh my God, this couldn't have worked out any better.
Thing.
Right,
I was so scared.
All right, listen to this. Ready?
Chris, I'm lost. The cops came. I got kicked out of the spot. They made me leave. I left, and now I'm lost. I don't know what I did. Call me back.
Oh, I'm so sorry to laugh at you. That's awful. You sound in such distress.
Scared.
You were scared. What street?
Wait, play it again.
What street were you on?
Chris, I'm lost. The cops came. I got kicked out of the spot. They made me leave. I left, and now I'm lost.
They made me leave.
I don't know what I did. Call me back.
I don't know what I did, she says.
I don't know where I was. I was driving around the town. I was scared.
I know I get
I
it.
was so scared.
I'm so happy I saved that.
That's very funny. But that's scary.
So
I get it. Yeah, that's scary.
But I mean, yours was scarier.
Yeah.
Mine was just.
No, that was very funny. But I got scared. Something like that happened to me in Memphis once. I was driving in Memphis, Tennessee, coming from a gig, and I had a flight too early in the morning and had a rental car, and the GPS gave out on me. I wasn't even in Memphis. I was like in the backwoods of Tennessee, and the GPS gave out on me, and I was in the back and just started
I would have wet
crying.
myself.
Just started crying and like literally talking to nobody. I was alone in the car, I guess praying to God, I guess, and found a gas station and whatever and got myself out. But I know that feeling of not knowing where you are.
Yeah, it's scary. It's definitely scary. Well, we are live on the Rendezvous Radio Show with Cris and Alysia, and in studio we have Buddy Casimano. Now, Buddy, you have done 4 world tours with Debbie Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
You choreograph her performances. You're her lead dancer. I mean, I see you and her all over the internet.
Yeah, you know,
together.
you've rubbed elbows with a lot of famous people. If I were to look in your cell phone, who would I be surprised that you know of the number that you have? Would I be surprised at one of those numbers that you have?
You might be surprised at a couple of them.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, Lindsay Lohan is from my hometown.
Oh wow!
And we did have a little interaction, and she's actually a doll, a sweetheart, and I absolutely adore her.
Yeah.
And she gets a lot of bad press, and I'm sure she's just trying to figure out a way. But when I had, we spent an evening together at a party that, when she was with Samantha Ronson.
Right.
Samantha Ronson was DJing. I got Samantha Ronson to DJ, whatever. She came, and we ended up spending the whole night together, and she put her phone number in my phone.
Nice.
I know, right?
Very
so we
nice.
texted for a little while, whatever, just, you know, little things. But it is, you know, for a minute I was like, oh my gosh, my BFF. But no, she is not my BFF. Me and her mother are more friends than me and her. But yeah, and then guess who else? I have Lisa Lampanelli.
Oh, I love her. She is
Lisa Lampanelli is one of the best.
She's an amazing comedian.
The best. She did Celebrity Apprentice with Deb, and I wound up meeting her through that, and we just keyed one night at a celebrity charity event, and she did the same thing, grabbed my phone and put her phone number and said, call me anytime.
Everybody seems to be doing that to you.
Sweet.
Well, I told you, like I said, there's big white teeth. I'm very approachable.
Yeah.
By the end, Chris is going to be like, here's my number.
Here,
Text
take it
me.
out. There you go. Here's my cell phone, yeah.
Now, let's talk. I mean, okay, 4 world tours, Debbie Gibson, you know, dancers, you know, but yet you still do your own dancing. Somewhere on Long Island, I believe you still choreograph and teach students.
I do a lot. I do a lot. The Broadway thing has been on. I walked away, put my shoes for Broadway on hold. I was in Miss Saigon was probably the last Broadway show I did. I was in it for 5 years. And
How was that?
5 years?
Yeah.
Miss Saigon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was in Miss Saigon on Broadway for 5 years. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Crazy.
I did the national tour before it for a year, and then waited for my phone call to get on Broadway. And finally did, and spent some time there. It was fantastic. It's
That's
like
impressive.
a family.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Miss Saigon was a long-running show.
Yeah, it was a long-running show. It ran for 10 years, and I was there for half the time, so it was nice. And I got to close it. I was there for the closing night performance with Lea Salonga, and it was fantastic. But you're right about like rubbing elbows with a lot of people. Like, you know, I have all these incredible stories. I'm not famous. I'm not the guy in the front.
To me,
Are you going to write a book about it?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually in the process of writing
Really?
it. I have a blog that I started writing all these stories because people always ask me about these incredible
Where
stories.
can people go see your blog?
Oh, you can get to my blog. It's Background Buddy at backgroundbuddy.blogspot.com.
Cool. So there's a lot of good stories.
So
on
there's
it.
you get some story. It's about like
It's like being a fly on the wall. Basically.
Yeah, that's basically what my life has been. I mean, I was at Phil Collins' 40th birthday party.
Oh, sweet.
Like what? You know what I mean? Like what?
I know. Like wake me
How
up.
did that
Am I
happen?
really
Yeah.
here?
I was in the elevator with Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. Like what?
Yeah, like crazy.
You're like
right?
weird.
You're like
thing.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, got kicked. I've been kicked by Madonna.
Madonna kicked you?
Madonna kicked me. Yeah,
By accident or on purpose?
By accident, twice. I was one of the final guys up for the Truth or Dare tour.
Okay.
So there was 20 guys left and I think she chose 12. So I was one of the losers that was cut.
Oh, you're never
terrible.
a loser, buddy.
Yeah, but she was she's a piece of work, that one. Not the nicest. And that's only
Really?
coming from personal experience, not the nice. But I still love her. I love her as an artist. I love everything she does, but she is not a nice woman.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Now, let me ask a question. Did Debbie Gibson, Team Debbie really not get along with Team Tiffany all these years? Was that a big rumor?
That was
or?
a big thing that was made up by the press, absolutely. In fact, they were so busy at the time when it was happening. Like, I mean, you work so damn hard when you're at the top, right? I mean, you work so hard anyway, but especially when you're sitting at the top, they run you ragged. So they were both doing show after show after show, doing TV shows and interviews and touring. They didn't meet until like maybe a year and a half into their stardom, and then it was like a passing thing where they got a picture taken together, and that was it. And then people, made it this big thing. So no, it was never an issue. And then we toured together 2 summers ago. We did the Debbie Gibson Tiffany tour, and they got along wonderfully, like two sisters.
Yeah.
And now Tiffany and I absolutely adore her.
Now, do you do any like charitable work when it comes to like?
I do.
Yeah.
I do a lot. Actually, I've been working with Broadway Bears for forever. Broadway Bears is Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the number one AIDS organization in the country that supports AIDS patients. And BCEFA, and they do a show called Broadway Bears, and it's the Broadway community coming together for one night out of the year, and it's a strip show. It's a burlesque.
Ooh,
it's a burlesque.
nice.
In fact, you can pull up I have a famous picture that's in the book. There's a coffee table book that they made, a big coffee table book, and my picture is actually a double page pullout.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it's of my butt.
A naked butt?
It's not naked. There's actually
it's on your Facebook?
It's my flag. There's a flag wrapped around. Yeah.
Buddy.
But yeah, so I do a lot. I've been doing work with Broadway Bears for many years, and so I do work with them, and I work with Deb's charity, and I do a lot. Whatever I can for charity, I do, especially if it's an AIDS organization, because I lost a lot of friends to AIDS, and I have a lot of friends living with HIV.
Now let me ask you a question. Do you do like say like events where you invite kids over and you teach them how to dance and stuff like that?
I do. I work a lot with kids. I work a lot with children. And I go into schools and I'm doing. I whatever they ask me to do, I'll do as long as it involves dancing.
Right.
And I do. I teach a lot of kids. I teach on Long Island at 2 different studios. One of our studios was wiped out by Hurricane Sandy. So
let's talk about that.
We're rebuilding.
You have a relative that's still...
Sandy kind of hit everyone hard. It wiped out one of my dance studios, so I don't have that work anymore. But more than that, it wiped out my sister and her husband's house for the second time. They lost their home during Irene, rebuilt, and then lost the home during Sandy. There was 6 feet of water in their house. Wow. Yeah, and are now living with me. With their 2 babies. My sister was pregnant both times she lost the house.
Wow. Now, are they getting any help from the government?
So it's not,
is there like a GoFundMe?
They're in a fight. They're in a big fight. I don't know why. I'm not there every day with her in the trenches. I just know what I'm listening to because she lives with me, and it's an everyday fight. And that she's finally got some politicians on her side. I know she's been in touch with Schumer and... but it's just I don't know. I don't understand what's going on. They need to get that house raised. Her house is it's low. It's so they need, and they're not getting the money that they should from New York Rising, terrible. And they're not getting the money that they should from their
it's been a lot of red tape. It's been a lot of red tape.
And now they're saying that if you got an SBA loan, then you don't get the money that you qualify for from FEMA. It's just there's so much red tape, and it shouldn't be. These people are Americans, and they're paying. How about this? My sister's been out of her house over a year, and she still pays her mortgage, her insurance,
that's what's sad.
Everything. They're homeless with a mortgage.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
I hear the stories all the time. I have friends that work that while they were rebuilding their house, they were still paying a mortgage,
paying their mortgage on time.
They were paying a rent. They were paying a rent because they were they had to rent an apartment,
right?
And paying a mortgage. It was insane.
Yeah, it really is. And what if she didn't have anywhere else to go? Yeah. Then she'd be paying rent on top of it, which a lot of people are. It's crazy.
Nuts.
And the fact that other people, there's haters out there going, well, they didn't have the right insurance. Yes, they did. They had everything done the way that it was supposed to be done. If you look at all the fine print, it's all right there. I don't understand the red tape.
We are live in studio again with Buddy Casimano.
Yeah, Buddy, it was, Buddy, great stories. I mean, I'm interested in checking out this blog, Can you tell everybody where to go to the blog again?
Yes. My blog is backgroundbuddy.blogspot.com. Check me out because I tell stories about just being, in showbiz, but not being the star. I've always been behind the star, so there's some really funny stories about what can happen.
Yeah, can you also plug like any performances that you're going to be doing? Anything else you want to plug? Can you take that opportunity to do it now? Give everybody your Facebook, your Twitter if they want to follow you.
Great. I would love for people to start following me on Twitter. And Twitter it's easy. It's just at Buddy Casimano. My name Buddy Casimano, Casimano. So it's at Buddy Casimano. My Facebook, I believe, is Body Buddy. Right? Am I right? Is that what I have as my
Body Buddy?
I think that's my Facebook. It's again, you can just catch. It's Buddy Casimano, but I think it's tagged as Body Buddy. But just check me out, Buddy Casimano.
Body Buddy.
Right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So type that in. Follow me. Facebook. I'm a lot of fun on Facebook. So come
As
follow me on
not
Facebook.
your profile picture is
I'm upside down on my
upside
profile
down. Were you doing a flip?
Yeah, I was in the middle of a flip. Someone caught me upside down.
No way. That's a great picture.
Yeah.
And look, I'm holding the mic and the hat. That's the whole trick, is to not drop anything. I
That
tell
is-
people
you can flip like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
from
he's
a,
been dancing
from a stand. I do that.
over 30 years. He's a pro dancer.
Oh,
And
my
the
Lord.
Trick, what I love about that trick that I do,
That's insane.
because I can do it like out of nowhere. So I sometimes will do it like I'll finish a drink and then just hold the cup and do it with the cup.
That's
And
it. I'm going to have you do it in
like
studio.
freak out.
You're going to do it in studio right here. We're
They
gonna film it.
literally lose their minds. It's fun. It's a party trick.
That's
but
awesome.
I learned it when I was like 10, and because I've never stopped doing it, it's
Right.
just something I can still do. Yeah.
Right. Well, you know what? We want to thank you for being in studio here and telling us all the stories about Debbie Gibson. And it was great having Debbie call in actually at the beginning of the show.
It was cool.
It was really, really cool. And seriously, man, you're more than welcome to come back anytime.
I would love it. I had a ball.
I know. We had a great time
Yeah.
with you, buddy.
Absolutely. Anytime for you. Absolutely, baby.
Aw, thank
You're
you.
a doll.
Yeah.
Thank you. So are you.
So thank you for being on our show, and we'll be right back right after this. TRS 24/7 with Cris and Alysia.
I get lost in your eyes, and I feel my spirits rise and soar like the wind. Is it love that I am in? I get weak in a glance. Isn't this what's called romance? And now I know, 'cause when I'm lost, I can't let go. I don't mind not knowing what I'm headed for. You can take me to the skies. It's like being lost in heaven when I'm lost in your eyes. I just fell. Don't know why. Something's there we can't deny. And when I first knew was when I first looked at you. And if I can find my way, if salvation seems worlds away, oh, I'll be found when I am lost in your eyes. I don't mind not knowing what I'm headed for. You can take me to the skies. It's like being lost in heaven when I'm lost in your eyes. I get weak in a glance. Isn't this what's called romance? I'll be found when I am lost in your
You're listening to The Rendezvous Show.
The Rendezvous Radio Show is an eclectic broadcast that showcases an array of people, from musicians, sports players, business owners, and charities. We raise awareness of our guests through writing, music, radio, television, advertising, and social media outlets. From personal interviews and written articles about yourself, your business, or your clients, to creating a personalized book or professional biographies, we got you covered. Have an upcoming event? Need to be promoted? Be a part of the Rendezvous Radio Show with Cris and Alysia, or come to Madhouse TV Studios and get seen. Don't you deserve it? Our goal is to be the pinnacle of all radio broadcasts. As we continue to grow, our primary focus is on our clients, our endorsers, our listeners, and our guests. Without all of this working together, we wouldn't be where we are today.